The United States and China have agreed a deal to slash reciprocal tariffs for 90 days in a significant move towards ending the trade war between the world's two biggest economies. President Donald Trump said his administration had achieved a total reset with China, adding that the country had agreed to open itself up to American business. The agreement has boosted global markets and has been welcomed here and across the EU.
As part of this agreement, the US will lower tariffs on Chinese goods to 30% from 145%. China will reduce duties on US imports to 10% from 125%.
What had occurred with these very high tariffs, as Ambassador Greer said, was the equivalent of an embargo, and neither side wants that. We do want trade. We want more balanced trade.
President Donald Trump hailed it as a total reset in relations with China. The breakthrough saw global stock markets rise throughout the day. The pause in the US-China trade war has been welcomed here in Ireland and in Brussels, amid hopes that if there is a softening by Washington on tariffs, it will be good news for the ongoing EU-US trade negotiations. Europe has paused its retaliation against the US until July to allow for talks to take place.
The indications of progress between America and China are welcome, but of course our work with regard to the US will continue, recognising that we have a trading relationship with the US that's worth billions of euro every single day.
Donald Trump today announced a plan to cut US drug prices and warned that he would add tariffs onto countries that refused to go along with the new policy. He used the event to once again criticise the European Union.
They were the toughest of all. They were nasty. And I see that. I see that with trade too. European Union is in many ways nastier than China. Okay? And we've just started with them. Oh, they'll come down a lot. You watch.
Analysts have questioned if 90 days will be long enough for China and the US to reach an agreement, but for now, a temporary truce in a trade war between the world's biggest economies has brought some welcome relief.
Well, Brian is here in studio now for more on this. Brian, President Trump is hailing this a total reset with China, but just how significant is a 90-day pause?
Well, it should be said that the cuts that we're going to see in that 90-day pause are more, I think, than a lot of analysts were expecting. Hence why we've seen these rallies of stock markets around the world off the back of this, certainly very much welcoming it. Also remember as well, Sharon, this gives Donald Trump the thing he likes to do best, claim credit, claim a victory for something that he has created. But remember, this is only a victory over a crisis of his own making. He's the one that started this trade war by imposing those massive tariffs on China, China reciprocating in the way that it did. Also remember that a lot can happen in 90 days and this could all fall apart. We've seen it time and time again with this Trump administration where they promise something one day and it completely changes the next day. I think certainly Europe, Ireland would have been watching this very, very closely today, welcoming it, seeing it as a sign perhaps of a softening on tariffs from the US side. But then this afternoon we had those comments from Donald Trump in the White House using an opportunity at a drug pricing event to really go after the European Union, saying they're nastier, they're worse than China, and we've got negotiations coming up with them. So very much, I think, perhaps nervousness in Europe at the end of a day. And a day, once again, another day in the roller coaster that is the Donald Trump tariff trade war situation that we're currently in. Nonetheless, a day, I would say, that ended on a positive note. Certainly from a market's perspective, they're up, they're not down.
Work and technology correspondent Brian O'Donovan, thank you.